Good day, everybody. This is Lone Eagle 112358. Today's video is going to be on the Mandela effect and pretty much, I don't even know what to call this. I haven't thought about it yet. It's pretty much what I would doodling on Google Earth. So basically, I've been on Google Earth a long time, a couple years now. Not on a daily basis, but it's a regular thing. Whenever I get a new computer or phone or putting Windows 7 back on or Windows 10, the first thing I usually do is download the Google Earth, just to get it on my computer because I love it. Anyway, so as the years went by, I would just sit there and Google. There'd be times where I'd be on Google Earth, not really doing anything, just playing around, just spinning in. Either I'd be talking to a friend or I'd be waiting for a game to load up, and I'll just spin the Earth like this every now and then and just play around, not really doing anything. But when you do that a lot, and I do this a lot, you get used to the world. You get used to seeing how the world is when you spin it. You're taking note subconsciously. You're not really sitting there going, okay, this is how that continent is, and that's how that continent is. Okay, good, great. That's not what I was doing. I was just spinning in it. My cat's eating my homework. I would just spin it all the time, and I would do this. I'd be like, oh, I wonder what the world looks like upside down. And I'd be like, what is upside down? If you're in space, how do you know what side is up? Anyway, I would spin the world like this. I'd be like, wow, that world looks funny. Spin the world like this. Wow, the world looks funny. But I would continuously spin it. This is how I'm able to this is how I feel like I'm able to share all my experiences with you guys, because I feel that I do know the globe. Not inside out, but the positioning of the continents. This is what triggered my Mandela. My Mandela experience, my first one ever, was South America, and it went on from there. Anyway, let's get on to the point of the video. I've been waiting for someone to say something about this. No one has. NoblenessDee has been touching up on it. He's been getting really close to it. His last video was on where did the North Pole go, and this is all going to tie into it. I'll leave a link in the description to that particular video, or just to his site. And anyone else that's touching up on the globe changes. We're all coming so close, so I wanted to add this in because he was touching up some things on where did the North Pole go, North Pole go, and he was in here in between the inlets and the land and just checking out this weird behavior in the ice patterns. I think it's here. Anyway, like I said, I'll leave a link. Check it out. Let me close this guy here. Make sure this is still recording. Alright, what are we at here? Okay, not bad, not bad. Alright, so I was watching his video on the North Pole. I was like, oh, he almost mentioned what I was going to talk about, which I'm going to talk about now. It's basically, this ties in on where did the North Pole go and what happened to the world. So when I first discovered South America was displaced, the first thing I did really is I went like this, right? And use the arrows, and I knew right away Australia was messed up just because of how it entered the picture. So I'm spinning the world, right? And right away Australia entered it wrong. I'm not getting into that with this video. All this land is up. It should be lower. South Africa is on a weird angle. But whenever I would sit here and doodle, I always lined up North America, because that's my continent where I'm from, and I'd put it right in the center. And the center for me back in Mandela Day, before Mandela, North America was here. Okay. Here's the North Pole, and I always put the North Pole at the top. Now, at the time before Mandela, there was land here. So I drew this circle, tried to fill it in. I don't know how to operate these things properly. What is this one? Add path, add image overlay, add polygon. I can't use these properly, but this is the best I could do. This is not obviously an exact demonstration of the North Pole from where I'm from, but it's an idea, right? There used to be landmass in this area, probably even bigger. I would say bigger. So my theory is what happened is that this landmass disappeared, and then the whole world got pulled up to fill in this void. This void that used to be right here. There used to be landmass. Remember, zooming in, it would just be all white because it used to be snow. It used to be ice. Remember, we had global warming. What happened to that? We don't have global warming anymore because there's nothing else to melt. It's all melted except for the Greenland. But believe me, melting Greenland is not going to raise the sea levels. The damage is done. So the North Pole is gone. When it disappeared, it pulled the continents up. And I'm gonna so watch this. There's the North Pole. I'll try and put it up at the top as much as I can. Alright, that's about it there. Now North America is even more north in the northern hemisphere. It used to be here because I used to be able to see it all, and then you would see landmass right here. You'd see the North Pole landmass. South America used to be smaller, and it used to be right, boom, right there. Look familiar, guys? Yeah, that's our old home right there. So I used to put South America and North America in the center because the North Pole would be right at the top here. You see where the circle is? The North Pole would be right there. Now the whole world's been pulled up to fill in that void. Especially Europe and Russia. Like, look, everything's pulled up. All this, when I used to come on this side of the world and put everything centered into the screen, India used to come down to here about. And when I circled this on Africa, you see this from this point, like, hold on. Like that should be more like that. Should be over more. It's tilted clockwise way too much. But what I'm saying is all of this got pulled up. So now look. So now that's the North Pole in position. All of this used to be much lower. And that would explain why this big gap opened up. Whoops. Right here. That explains this. You see this piece? This groove? It goes right in there. This land got torn apart. This used to be in here, and then when you had to fill this void in at the North Pole, this land here got pulled up because this land used to be over here more. In my other video I was showing a demonstration. My other video, the Mandela effect, Asia. Russia used to point out this way more. In Canada, yeah, like it got pulled up with it. And Canada used to connect right here. And then it would have its top part right here. But no. So now, when you look at the North Pole, you wonder why these continents look almost like they're touching. North America should be down here. Russia should be down here. Along with the top part of Europe should be down south more. And there should be a big landmass here. But there isn't. It disappeared. Russia and Canada, like both the continents got pulled up. Which explains, well, some of you are going to have to agree with me or concur why Canada and the US are now so much in the northern hemisphere now. Look, that's north right there. Boom, that's center. South Pole's down here, North Pole's there. This is perfectly straight. Again, I'm being repetitive. I'm just going to repeat these things. It used to be like this. North America used to be down here. South America is huge. Now, oh, and here's the other thing. This is where Cuba used to be. You see these little outlines? That's why I drew it. That's where I remember Cuba being. Here's Cuba. And here's the Dominican Republic right here. And there's Jamaica. Kingston, Jamaica. The tip would come to the tip of this. It wouldn't come underneath here. So that's a little thing about Cuba I wanted to throw in there. But yeah, so the reason why I'm making this video is because I live in Ottawa, and we usually get snow here in Ottawa like in the second week of December. Until then, it's nice and warm. Well, it's not warm like you can walk around in a t-shirt, but it's nice, right? And it's been like that for about 20 years, as long as I've been here. Since Mandela now, and I remember speaking to my girl during the summer, I noticed that this continent had moved up, and I'd always talk to her about it. I'm like, my God, we are more north. More north. I gotta find a way to replace that word more. We are north. Way, way up there. We used to be up here. So what do you think that's gonna change? That's gonna change weather patterns. Okay? We're from here. Ottawa was right here where the hand is. Now we're up more. It's going to be colder this winter, and I've been telling her all summer and all fall we are going to have a major winter this year. It's going to be huge. She shook it off, but now it's November 20th. Well, yesterday was, and it snowed like mad here. It doesn't snow in November here. I can't even remember the last time it snowed in November here in Ottawa. I think I was like 8, and that was a long time ago. It was like 30 years ago almost. So it's snowing. We've got about 20 centimeters of snow as of today, this morning. It never does that. And it's doing that now because we are north. And the weather patterns are going to change, obviously, if, the continents are moving up. Look into other YouTube videos. I just watched another one where one guy said, yeah, we're getting a major snowstorm this year. And he's showing the waves, like the weather networks where they have, they show you how the wind is blowing. Well, the one I saw, it's going right down here from the top, right through the States, and boom, right through Ottawa. And this is how I know we've moved. And here's another thing to add to this. The sun. There's Inuit elders in the north, and they're going around crazy, warning everybody that the poles have shifted and the ice has melted, because the sun, they rely on the sun to guide them and to, they don't have much landmarks out there, so they use the sun to go everywhere. They noticed this year and last year that the sun wasn't bringing them to the right spot. It kept rising in a different spot and setting in a different spot, and it confused them. And they came up with the theory that the poles have shifted because the ice have melted on both poles. For me, that's not what happened. What happened was Mandela happened. The North Pole disappeared. Both continents got pulled up to the North Pole, making it colder for us, and that alone will change the trajectory of the sun from our current position, from the current position we were in to now. I see it myself. I'm a horticulturist. I garden. I grow vegetables all the time. I have a garden. We bought a house 3 years ago. I had to redo the backyard, and I did it according to the sun. All right, because I want to grow as many vegetables as I can, and I want to make sure my flowers get maximum amount of sunlight. So I positioned all certain types of flowers in certain spots in my backyard. I put the vegetables right where the sun will be about at least 8 hours a day. And I did this 3 years ago. This summer, and I knew I was going to have to do this. The sun was rising in a different spot. It was setting in a different spot. And I was getting shade in different spots in my backyard I never used to get shade in. And I got a bigger area from my vegetable growing. Like I used to have a small one. Now I've got a bigger one because the sun now goes over my house almost. I'll make a video of this next year, or see if I have any videos of my backyard. But there was no pole shift. The continents moved, changing the sun trajectory. This is my theory because I've seen it. I watch the sun. Even my own girl goes, yeah, we never got that much sun on that part of the yard before. And she agrees. That's weird. We went to the beach, and I know where the sun was setting. Like 5 years ago, I used to watch the sunset at the beach all the time. I live by a beach. It's not setting in the right spot no more. It's setting maybe way further to the right than, like, I'll show a video one day, but it's setting further to the right than it used to. And my girl agreed. She's like, wow, that is weird, but she won't ever commit to saying yes for sure. I will. It did move. Why? A, I said I'm a horticulturist. I know my flowers. I know my sun. I know how much hours per day each plant needs, and I put them in the specific spot they need. And now I've had to change my backyard again, because of that. So this is how I know we've moved up. Our continents have shifted up. Okay? Check it out for yourself. Do your own thing. I don't know how you're going to check this out, but you can see the pole. Like, look, I'm trying to get it right on top as equal as I can. Okay, I'm not trying to cheat here. You guys could do this yourself. And when I would zoom over here, like, I'll even be real with you. The top of Africa would probably be right about, it'd probably be do this. Like, that's where Africa was before. Like, I know I'm being sloppy with my drawing, but that's where Africa was before, when I would spin it over. Because it would fit right here. Those evolutionists, anything they can hang on to, they would say this would fit right in there. It would just slide over. Not slide over on an angle, then slide down. This isn't right. See, everything's north. All this should be down. Because when I spun the world like this, everything was visible. India was probably right around here. Australia was down here. All this was here. Oh, sorry, frustrated. How long is this video? Alright, that's long enough. Whew. Anyway, let me know what you guys think on the flowers, the sun movement, the North Pole disappearing, and everything getting pulled up. My theory is, like, that's part of what happened. I don't know what happened to the South Pole or the North Pole. I don't know why it disappeared. I just know that all this used to be lower, used to be down here. This got torn off its land, and it feels like it got pulled up on purpose to meet this. This is why this is now over here, and this is all light blue because it's new ocean, which forced all this land to stretch, tear apart, get pulled up. I don't know why more land is being added to these islands. Maybe. Here's the other thing. This whole area was always known to be very shallow. Maybe when it got pulled up, the deep ends got pulled over the surface of the water and made more land, maybe? I don't know. I'm not going to pretend. I don't know. So many theories, so many amazing theories I'm hearing out there. Anyway, I'm gibbering. Let me know what you think. Here, I'll give you another shot of South America. Just give you I miss this so much. I miss that view, I miss that. I used to do this all the time right there. Boom. I'd be like, there we go. And then I would spin. Anyway, I've already shown you guys this. Please let me know what you think. I'm very curious about the sun too. What do you think about the North Pole? What do you think about, do you plant flowers? Has the shade on your lawn or on your property changed? Have you noticed the sun setting in different spots and rising in different spots? Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Have a great week. I've got a lot of homework, a lot of essays due this week. Busy. Presentations. Ugh. But I wanted to get this out there because I was watching NoblenessDee's videos on the North Pole and all those islands, and it just inspired me to get this out there to help figure this out. Leave a link to his to his YouTube channel. Anyway, again, I know I'm very repetitive. Let me know what you think on these ideas. It's very important that we all share, even if you disagree. All right. Love one another. I love you guys very much. Love your neighbor. I'm still trying to love mine. She's very mean with me and with my cats. She doesn't like cats. I'm sure some of you don't, but she goes out of her way to be mean to my cats, and I'm trying to be nice to her. So that's what I mean by love your neighbor, because you gotta love yourself. So be nice and have a great day, guys. Let me know what you think. Lone Eagle. Peace.